workout.
The workout.
This 100 double unders,
That's a good one.
20 burpees, 80 double unders, 20 toes to bar, 60 double unders,
Program.
20 pull-ups, 40 double unders, 20 wall balls, and 20 double unders.
I'll pop in and
All
out.
right.
Circle
And
here during the
3, 2,
workout.
1.
Cut a little bit out, but mostly just let it run
Go.
so I can kind of talk through it. So 100 double unders to start can be kind of intimidating. It's a big number, but it's within my PR, so I can get there some days I can't. I mean, I'll always get to 100, but whether I get there unbroken, but on this day I do. So this is 100 double unders in a row. Some of the points that make me happy watching this video that I tell people to do is I see myself doing it, keeping my feet together, very little knee bend. This is mostly in the calf, a little bit of knee, a little bit hip, but I am rebounding off my toes nicely. Shoulders are staying relaxed. Arms are kind of at that 45 down, 45 out. Pressed myself there with 100. I was surprised. So that did gas me a bit though. Only gonna miss in there, get a couple of breaths in, but pretty good at relaxing through those. So then 20 burpees, a good number. This pattern of this workout with higher rep double unders and then 20 of all these movements. 20 double unders is, you got to think about it. Am I going to go real fast? If it's 7 double unders, I'll go real fast. 10, I'll go real fast. 20, I'm going to slow down. You see it. I'm leaning down. I kind of wish I wasn't leaning down in that little rest, that I just stayed standing so my diaphragm could move a little better and threw myself down, but it's a decent pace. I don't really slow down. I kind of stay in that spot. One thing on the burpees, you see I'm pushing my shoulders up to kind of load the spring of my back and hips, so I can throw my hips up and bring my feet under me to an almost straight leg position, so I'm not landing at the bottom of the squat and having to fire those big muscles in my legs to stand. I just have to raise my torso up. So trying to use an explosive movement to bring my hips up versus that kind of catch yourself, do a push-up, crawl your feet up, or land real low in a squat. I'm trying to land pretty high. The radio wasn't loud enough, so I had to turn up my Viking music, had the Viking playlist on. So got through those, come back, 80 double unders. I missed once. Was pretty good. So cut a bunch of those out because there's not much to see. But you can see from the side, a little bit of knee bend, mostly ankle. Started getting hot, as CrossFit gyms do in the summertime. So off with the shirt, 20 toes to bar. Again, a good number. So getting after it, felt pretty good to start, but they definitely hit me here. Took the watch off. It was messing with my wrist a little bit, but I'm getting a good cycling toes to bar here. I'm not flexible, so it's not a nice pike one. I have to go pretty far back in my shoulder movement to push myself back to get my feet up there. And now to the double swing. I was tired and I knew I had to go right back on to the double under, so give myself a little bit of a break in that double swing kind of toes to bar. Counts. It's a it's a rep. It's not as fast, but it does give me a little more chance to breathe. So then back on to the double unders. I miss here at 14, again at 14, again at 14. I took years to get to where I could get past getting really angry, missing a double under. So leaned down, took a breath, got right in my head, and finished finished out the last, where are we at, 60? So did the rest of them without missing. So kind of a little bit proud of myself on not losing all my mind once I got stuck at 14. 20 pull-ups. 20 pull-ups are my jam. 42 is my unbroken PR, but not in the middle of a one. That was all by itself. So I was kind of surprised that I had to break. I think I did 10, 5, and 5. I meant to do 10 and 10 or 11 and 9, but as I say in the debrief at the end, sometimes something's your jam and you stop practicing it and you lose a little jam. So I need to get back on that bar and make sure I keep my pull-ups strong so that things like this I can pump through those. That probably cost me, I don't know, 45 seconds or so with those 2 breaks. So back onto the jump rope. You see I'm switching directions. I learned in a competition that at my old gym that I owned, I always faced the same wall. I got used to looking at this one yellow wall, and then there was a competition that the floater was double unders, and I had a new visual thing, and you had 3 attempts to max your double unders, and my PR at that point was somewhere like 108 or something. I think I got 10, 4, and 12 or something like that. And it was partially the stress of competition, but it was also I wasn't used to looking at a different space. So now I always try and look different directions during the workout to stay constantly varied. That's what we're supposed to do, right? CrossFit, constantly varied functional movements, high intensity, including what you're looking at. So make sure you're not always looking at the same space. And then the dreaded wall balls. Man, I hate wall balls. Hard to argue against them, but I hate them. I've trained myself to be able to do 20 of them without thinking about it too much. So I broke. I did 11 and 9 so that I could get right back on those last double unders, but pretty short break. You'll see sometimes I rest at the bottom. I do that partially for just bad position breathing, helping my jiu-jitsu here. I just stay at the bottom and rest there. Driving up out of that, it's good. It's not necessarily the best for your score, but I find it good as a skill to have, be able to be down there at the bottom. So I do always hate seeing myself from the side because I'm not necessarily breaking parallel on all those. Might have had a no rep or 2 if it was a competition, but yeah, it wasn't. So I did them. Man, I hate wall balls, but the 20 is a number. It's not bad. And back on to the 20 last double unders. I think I miss here at like 18. Yep. A little frustrating. 19, 20. Done. Nice. All right. Now I'm going to talk to you over there.
922. Shit. Turn on the Viking music for a second. Wow. Hey. That was good. Don't breathe that hard a little bit. Those first 100 double unders, I'm broken. Thought that was the man. I got stuck in whatever that one was. Couldn't get past, I think it was 14 or something. Hit 3 times. Those 20 reps, those were good, good numbers. Burpees, steady. You know, part of gaming these things is you have the pace to be able to attack the next thing. Should I really get after those burpees or slow down last few, hopefully to get right on that double under hard. but I think that was the one I missed a bunch. The toes to bar, I was gonna break a couple of times, so did 776. If you can have a game plan, but I think Mike Tyson says that's good until somebody punches you in the face. I was punched in the face by those toes to bar. I thought I'd do 11 and 10, 776. Did 11 and 10 on a bunch of the other stuff. Yeah, pull-ups were, well, 11, 5, and 5. That was shocking. Pull-ups tend to be my jam, but sometimes when things are your jam, you don't do them as much as you should. I think that's where I've been on those. So, wake-up call there. Wall balls, always hated them. But 11 and 10, I want to go last thing. Wasn't too bad, so. Cool. Fit after 50. Not too dang bad. See? Yeah. Take it. And now we'll break in. I did that Vade pre-workout before. They have the same thing in protein. Again, you got one of these sectional jars to preload it, but these are really easy to have in your gym bag or whatever. But then that is in a powder pour moment, just a self-contained thing of protein, and then pour some water in there. I'll let you know how it tastes. The pre-workout was good. Didn't give me that skin peeling off, tingly, what I imagine meth at a very low level probably feels like, that skin tingly, bugs under your skin, itchy thing that some of the pre-workouts just pump into there. Make you think that's the thing. But I felt a little energy, a little extra energy, maybe not ability to talk, but good energy from that pre-workout. Some pump. I could tell it was in there, but it wasn't itching my head off or anything. I'm not super bright red right now, so that was good. So let's see how the protein does.